Now comes the fun part of getting the rust out of here. I'm going to let the evapor-rust do pretty much most all the work. This drawer and this drawer pretty much have the most rust on it. The rest of them just have it along the pull handles. So let me see about trying to get all these cleaned up and painted. Well, it's getting there. Still got a couple more coats to put on it. Taking the screws out so I can get the paint like around the edges, and then taping over the new ones that I'm putting in so I don't get any more paint on them. So this has been soaking for a couple hours. They say you can soak it up to 12 hours. I'll check it maybe in a couple more and see how it looks, but it does look a whole lot better than what it did. So I'll let you see the end result. The screws turned out pretty good. So I've got my dog paperweight here. What are you doing, buddy? How you doing? He's a runner, so gotta watch him. Oh, Mommy's coming out. Mommy's got food. Using a bigger screwdriver this time. I don't want it slipping out like that. I'll give all these a good hard tightening once I'm done, but I just needed to secure it for right now. So this is that one bucket from this morning, or bucket, I mean drawer. Took away a lot of the rust. Got a little cleaning up to do, but much better than what it was. So try to speed this up along, and I don't want to buy any more evapor-rust. People use distilled white vinegar. I'm going to try this out too for some of the drawers, see if I can't knock this out quicker. Well, I'm finished painting it. This is probably the easiest part of the job. It's these drawers that are going to be a pain in the butt. Got all the screws tightened down. A lot better than what it was before. Okay, I just took this out. Got a lot of the rust out. This part of the drawer is a little messed up. So I'll brush this down and get it ready for painting. So this is that very first drawer that I put in. See, it's got some pitting. I'll give it a once over, maybe with like a Brillo pad, and wipe it down, because I'll put some sort of liner in there. The main thing was to try to stop that rust. So once I put the Rust-Oleum, that'll also help. And then the front of it, remember that was really bad, that back corner. It's down to the metal, but it can be painted over pretty easy. The evapor-rust stuff works pretty good. I'll be trying the vinegar out here in a little bit. I'll let that soak overnight. We'll see what that looks like. Alright, let's see how the vinegar did. It smells like a submarine sandwich in my garage right now from the vinegar. I just soaked the very front here because the pan wasn't big enough. Look at that. Actually didn't do a bad job either. Sorry for the shakiness. Very similar to results to the Evapo-Rub. Let me scrape this off some more and then I'll come back. So some of the videos I watch when the people use the vinegar, they say we gotta, didn't have much in there, rinse it off with some baking soda and water to neutralize the acid. So let me do that real quick. I only had this in like this, just the front part, because I don't have a bucket big enough. So it's just well, so the conclusion between the vinegar and the Evapo-Rub, the vinegar seems to be more aggressive on the paint. It does almost as good of a job. I mean, maybe if I had let it soak longer. I think I saw one of the videos that let the guy let it soak for a couple days. And it's a whole lot cheaper than the Evapo-Rub. I mean, you can get like a little over a gallon for like, what is it, $3.50, versus the Evapo-Rub for the gallon it was $16. So, alright, well, let me finish on with the project. Originally I said I was going to run this over with some Brillo. It's still a little rough. So I think I'm just going to take down the high edges of it just with a sanding block. I might use one of the oscillating sanding tools for the corners. See how that turns out. Just want to show you something. I had heard about this. I didn't see it, but they were talking about it on some of the videos I was watching, flash rust. So this was the one that was soaked in the vinegar, and it's probably just, I don't know, 10 minutes later, got a little bit of rust on there, but I'm not ready to paint it, so I'll get that taken off and then paint that, because I still need to soak the bottom of this thing. I just put the front of it in just to see what that would do. Nice. That's a lot easier than using the sanding block, I'll tell you that. So I've got a little dilemma here. When I paint these, I was thinking about painting the whole thing, including this track, but because I didn't take these rails off, because I don't want to bend this, I think when I'm going to tape them off, the insides of these won't be painted. I mean, I could move this back, but the problem is I was just having a little bit of a hard time getting the grease out of here, so I know the paint's not going to stick to it. So when I paint them, I'll just tape off this section, so when the drawer comes out, yeah, this will be a different color gray, but I don't want to risk bending the inside of these drawers and then not work out properly.